In the last session, we discussed about what is the Lorentz force equation and what is the force acting on a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field. So what is the Lorentz force equation? We see the Lorentz force equation is nothing but when a charge is placed nearer to a current carrying conductor, it experiences magnetic force and as well as electric force. That is, the net force is Q into E bar plus Q into V bar cross V bar. This equation is known as Lorentz force equation, and after that we find the magnetic force on a current carrying conductor, that is BIL sin theta. Here B is the magnetic external magnetic field, I is the current flowing through the current carrying conductor, L is the length of the current carrying conductor, theta is the angle between current carrying conductor and magnetic field. So these are the expressions we derived in the last session. Now today we are going to discuss about the motion of a charged particle which is placed in a magnetic field. Here charged particle means an electron can be taken. When an electron is placed in a magnetic field, then how that electron is moving. So what is the path of that charged particle. So everything we are going to discuss, and after that what is the radius of that path and what is the velocity of that charged particle and what is the frequency and what is the time period of the particle in the magnetic field we are going to calculate now. Now to find the motion of charged particle in a magnetic field, first we have to make two assumptions. Two assumption means we are assuming like that. The two assumptions are, first one, the magnetic field is uniform. Meaning of that one is, if you take a region, for example this is a region, in this region there is a magnetic field, at any point in this region the magnetic field is constant, that is B bar. So the first assumption is the magnetic field at any point in the given region is uniform. Means in this region at any point the magnetic field is constant. And second assumption is the magnetic field is perpendicular down to the plane of the paper. This is very important. That is, for example, it is a plane. In this plane the magnetic field is down, perpendicular down. So it is the plane, the magnetic field is perpendicular down to the plane. So if I assume my hand is similar to this board, then we consider like this. So meaning of this one, the magnetic field is into this board. So we are going to take the concept, the field perpendicular down to the plane means board can be taken as a plane and the field is making 90 degrees and down. So in this manner we are going to take like that. So this is the board, the field is into the board. So field is into the board, the angle between board and field is 90 degrees. So that is called as perpendicular to the board. Here the angle between the board and the field can be taken as 90 degrees. That is always indicating with cross. Here I take the cross. The cross represent the magnetic field is always into the board and that field is making perpendicular to the board. Means if you take dot represent the field is outside from the board, means it is the board, the field is outside. Into the board means the field is into the board in this manner. So we are going to assume like that. Into the board means we are going to assume it as cross. Out from the board can be taken as it is indicating with dot. But in this we always assume the magnetic field is always into the board or into the paper, that is represented with the cross. Clearly understand, this is the plane, that is the board. So on the board if the field is taken like this, meaning of this one, this is into the board which is making 90 degrees with the board. So I am assuming like this. This is the actual structure of the magnetic field which we consider. that is indicating with the cross. Okay. After these assumptions, here motion of charged particle means nothing but velocity of charged particle. Motion of charged particle means velocity of charged particle. Here velocity is a vector. The velocity is having always two components. One is the parallel component and another one is the perpendicular component. Okay now, here the motion of the charged particle is nothing but velocity of charged particle. So here the velocity is having the two components. One is the parallel component, another one is perpendicular component. Meaning of that one, the velocity component is parallel to the magnetic field and perpendicular component means velocity of charged particle is perpendicular to the magnetic field. So due to this, what type of motion we obtain when we consider parallel component, perpendicular component, and after we choose the parallel component, that parallel component is given what type of the motion. Whenever these two components are combined, what type of motion we are going to obtain? That is the motion of the charged particle in a magnetic field. Clearly understand? Here the velocity, motion of charge means velocity of charged particle. Velocity is having the two components. One is perpendicular component, another one is parallel component. Perpendicular component means the velocity of charged particle is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Parallel component means the velocity of charged particle is parallel to the magnetic field. So here two different velocities can be present. Due to those two different velocities, two different motions can be taken. Whenever we combine those two components, that is the actual velocity of the charged particle. Due to that, what type of motion can be taken? Now we are going to study about that concept. First, I find what is the motion of the charged particle due to the perpendicular velocity component. Remember, any charged particle can be taken. The charged particle is having velocity. That velocity is having two components. One component is along the magnetic field. Other component is perpendicular to the magnetic field. First I take one component, that is the perpendicular component is taken. When perpendicular component is present, how the charged particle is moving? Here the cross represent it is a uniform magnetic field V bar. In the uniform magnetic field, I take a charged particle, and here it is the field is in two direction. I consider the velocity is perpendicular to that one. Here perpendicular velocity component can be taken. Field is in two direction. I take the perpendicular velocity. So here this is the velocity component. Okay, means clearly understand. Field is like this. I consider the velocity is in this manner. So here angle can be taken as 90 degrees. So for example, see here, this is the field I represent. It is the velocity. The velocity and field angle can be taken as 90 degrees. Now I consider a charged particle, and for the charged particle I consider the velocity component. Here we have to find what is the direction of the force. The direction of the force is given by right hand thumb rule. So you take your right hand, and here when we curl our fingers, see here, this is the velocity component upward direction, and the field is into the board. Now I am going to curl my fingers from upward to into direction, means velocity to the field. When I curl like this, what is the direction of force acting? The direction of the force is acting in this manner. So this is the direction of the force. Means due to the perpendicular component, if perpendicular component is not there, the charged particle is moving in this manner. But whenever the perpendicular component velocity will be there, due to the perpendicular component velocity, here due to that one, when we curl our fingers from velocity to the field, then the force direction is like this. The force direction is acting in this direction. So due to this direction, the particle is not moving like that. The particle is having the motion of particle is in this manner. So due to this force, the particle is moving in this path. And again, here also, this is the velocity of the particle. Now, the particle is moving in this velocity. Again, here also we are applying the right hand thumb rule. When we are applying the right hand thumb rule, here it is velocity component and the field is inside. When we curl our fingers from velocity to the field, and again the force is acting towards direction, in this direction. So this is the force direction. So due to this force, again the charged particle is changing its path and moving in this manner. Changes its path and moving in this manner. Now what is the velocity of the particle? The velocity of particle is like this. It is moving in this manner. So here also field is in this direction into both, and it is the velocity direction. Then what is the force direction? Again you curl your fingers from velocity to field. Velocity direction, field direction. This is the direction. Here you curl your fingers from velocity to force, then velocity to field, then force is acting upward direction. So that is like this. Due to this force, now the particle changing its motion and it is moving in this manner. So this is the motion of the particle due to the perpendicular component of velocity. What is the motion of the particle we are identifying? So when we consider perpendicular component of the velocity, then the charged particle in a magnetic field is taking which path? That path is known as a circular path. So this is the motion of the charged particle due to the perpendicular component of velocity. This is important one. Once again see, when I consider the magnetic field that is representing cross, our assumption magnetic field is always into the board. Now I take the perpendicular component velocity. Due to this one, the velocity is in this direction, field is in this direction. When we curl our fingers from velocity to field, then this is the direction of the force. Due to this force, the particle changes its direction. Here again the velocity and the field, again we are going to take the curling. So here velocity to field, so this is the force direction. And again here also velocity to field, this is the direction. So finally what you have to remember, that is due to the perpendicular component velocity of charge, then the charge is moving in which path? That is the circular path. Okay na? So the velocity of charged particle due to the perpendicular component of velocity is nothing but a circular path. Now see the second component, that is parallel velocity component. Okay, due to perpendicular velocity component, what is the motion of the charged particle in magnetic field? It is circular motion. Now we take the parallel velocity component. So parallel velocity component means the angle between parallel velocity and magnetic field is equal to 0 degrees. So field direction and velocity component direction both are same. Whenever it is 0 degrees, you know what is the formula for force of magnetic field? Q into V bar cross B bar. That is Q into, what is V bar cross B bar? VB sin theta. What is the angle between velocity and magnetic field? 0 degrees. Substituting here, the magnetic force become 0. Means when we consider the parallel velocity component, then the force acting on the charge can be taken as a 0. Meaning of that one, the magnetic field does not shows any effect on the charge. So without effect, so this is moving along the parallel, moving along the magnetic field. Okay, due to the perpendicular component velocity, the path of the charge is circular path. Due to the parallel velocity component, the path of the charged particle is nothing but what is the magnetic field? The charge is also moving along that magnetic field. Why? Because it does not shows any effect on it. This magnetic field does not applying any force. Due to that, the magnetic field not affecting the charge path. So this is the moving in the linear direction. Remember that. So here, due to perpendicular component, the path of the charged particle is circular path. Due to parallel component, the path of the charged particle is linear or straight. So these are the motion of the charge when we consider individually. But generally the parallel component, perpendicular components are combinedly exist. So whenever these two components are combined, so what is the type of the path can be taken for the charged particle in the magnetic field. So now we are going to see what is the final path when perpendicular component and parallel component of velocities are present. Then what is the path we are going to see now. The perpendicular velocity and parallel velocity are combined because these two velocities are always exist. So we are not having individually. Generally, if you take any charged particle, that particle is having both the velocities, perpendicular velocity component and as well as parallel velocity component can be taken. So at a time the particle is having both the motions. One is the circular motion and another one is the linear motion. When we combine these two velocities, means generally the particle is always exist two velocities at a time. So due to that, the particle is having the two motions at a time. That is, first one is the circular motion, the second one is the linear motion. Finally, the particle is moving in this manner. Here, this circular shape is due to the perpendicular velocity. This linear velocity means this linear movement is due to the parallel velocity. So by the combining of perpendicular velocity and parallel velocity components, the path of the charge is in this manner. This path can be called as helical path. This shape can be called as helix. This path can be called as helical path. So finally, if you take perpendicular component of velocity, the path of the charged particle is circle. If you take parallel component velocity, the path of the charged particle is linear. But generally both velocities are exist at a time. So due to that, circular velocity, circular path and linear path both can be combined. We can get this path. This path is known as the helical path and it is known as helix. So finally, what is our conclusion? Our conclusion is, when a charged particle is placed in a magnetic field, the path of the charged particle is a helix. Now see, what is the path of the charge whenever it is placed in a magnetic field? That is the helical path. How the helical path can be taken? Here, this is a board. The board is indicating like that. The red line is representing a board. Now, into this board, the magnetic field is entering. Okay, this is the magnetic field is entering. I place the charge here, and here the direction of magnetic field is like this. This is the magnetic field. It is enter into the board, and it is the velocity component. That is the perpendicular, means velocity of the charged particle is like that. So on this, the force is acting in this manner. Okay? So when we consider the right hand thumb rule, from that the force direction can be taken. So whenever the force is acting, due to that the charged particle is moving in this manner. So here the charged particle is moving in this manner. This path can be called as a helical path. Means whenever the force is acting on the charged particle, here two components of velocity can be taken. One is the parallel component, another one is the perpendicular component. Due to the parallel component, the charge is moving along the path. At the same time, due to the perpendicular component, the charge is taken the circular path. So at a time, two components are acting. Due to that, two motions can be combined. So this motion can be called as the helical motion. So this is the helical motion, and this motion is taken when a charged particle is placed in a magnetic field due to the two components, parallel and perpendicular component. This type of path can be taken. In the next session, we are going to derive what is the radius of this helical path, and what is the frequency of this helical path, and what is the time period of the helical path, and after that what is the distance traveled by the charged particle in the magnetic field. So we are going to derive the components, means we are going to derive some terms related to the helical path in the next session. Thank you.